3 full-time thumbnail editors, and I upload 1 YouTube video a week. People are like, that's ridiculous. How does that work? That's stupid. Each thumbnail editor provides 5 options, and every single day we will rehash an old YouTube video. So I can tell you right now, if I don't upload for the next year, I will still get 5,000 YouTube subscribers every single day, day in, day out.
Going back to the original point, what were some of the tactics that you implemented that helped that channel?
Listen, there's some stuff that I can tell you off camera. Obviously, I'm more than happy to
can't give away all the secrets.
No, I mean, listen, I'll be honest, there's actually stuff that I really
the one that I liked was the old thumbnail switcheroo.
Yeah, so, okay, I'll give you an example. That's one thing. We have 3 full-time thumbnail editors. When I say full-time, as in everyone in my companies, they're all full-time people. We don't use any contractors, any service providers. No, hey, you work in my company, another company, any of that bullshit. Everyone works for our companies, like whichever company it is, our companies, and that's it. You're part of us or nothing. And I have 3 full-time thumbnail editors. I implemented this in 2020, right as we were about to scale up. 3 full-time thumbnail editors, and I upload 1 YouTube video a week. So and then people are like, that's ridiculous. How does that work? That's stupid. Every YouTube video that goes out, we have each thumbnail editor provides 5 options. So we have 15 options for thumbnails for every single video. And I never post for thumbnails either. Like I don't like, you will not see me like doing a thing. Oh, can we stop and take the thumbnail quick? No. Just use whatever images are out there online and make the most of it. So that's one thing. That's not revolutionary. But what we did is we would go back and every single day we would rehash an old YouTube video. So we would go back and we would, and once again, there's 15 options. So we would go back and we would A/B split test old videos. So I can tell you right now, I don't need to upload on YouTube for a year, and I may not get 10,000 subscribers a day. I think right now it's slowed down. It's a little, it's like 7,500 a day average. But if I don't upload for the next year, I will still get 5,000 YouTube subscribers every single day, day in, day out. Because I just have a backlog of videos that I can go back and rehash. So that's just like, for example, one baseline, very simple thing. Yeah.
Do you think that's because the type of the videos that you have put together, particularly recently over the past 2 years, they're very, I guess, anybody who is remotely interested in making money is going to benefit from watching it. And they're straight to the point, no waffle, very well edited. That surely, well, first of all, people are more than likely going to watch the whole thing. They're not going to tune out, which means YouTube's probably going to recommend it to more people. But there's just more and more people that still don't know who you are that are probably going to watch one video and be like, oh, let me watch every single one of the videos he's put out.
Yeah, it's number one that, and number two, it's the fact that I'm so meticulous with the way that I do things. You know, I've never said this, but I follow a 70-30 split. So 70% of my content, I don't care if my audience watches it. It's literally just to grow a new audience. Sometimes, like, I'll be honest, it's to the point where if subscribers slow down, I think some people think that I like script my videos or have my videos written for me. The level of attention and care that I put into the video is I write like maybe 10 or 15 bullet points down. Yeah. I'll literally just like think of the video, and it's not just the video. You have to find a way to package it and stuff like that. And that's the most important thing, is the concept of the video. Because you could have a great video, but you need to find the right, like, you got to think if someone looks at it on the YouTube recommended feed, like, why would they click on it? Yeah. Like, what is it that stands out about that or benefits them personally? So 70% of my videos is to grow a new audience, and the other 30% of my videos is the stuff that I know my audience loves and would make sure that they don't unsubscribe. So I keep that 70-30 split. The issue is and also, I'll be honest, those are the 30% are the videos I genuinely enjoy making. You know, I really enjoy doing the event stuff because it's like, it's a full-blown investigation into a topic. I really enjoy making like the vlogs or, you know, more entertaining stuff like that. The other 70%, the sit-down videos, it's more to draw in a new audience, help educate people, but like, I don't particularly enjoy that too much. So I think most people put out content and they follow one of two paths. Either you've got channels out there, for example, like, yeah, listen, there's channels out there that just only make content for new audience. And that means that their engagement, like if you look at my engagement on YouTube, within a month, every one of my videos gets at least 700,000 views, usually 1 million, at least within the first month. And that's because I'm making content that applies to a new audience, but also doesn't piss off my existing audience. So that 30% of content is there to make sure that the people who are like, the past 3 videos is quite, I've already seen videos like this last year, or I've seen, but then that's 1 out of every 3 content. They're like, oh shit, okay, this is why I'm subscribed to him.
Yeah.
And there's too many people out there that are just making content for a new audience, and their existing audience are just sick and bored of it because you're just putting out the same shit again and again. Or conversely, there's people that just want to make stuff for their audience, but then you're never going to grow. And by the way, that was me for a long time, you know, in 2021. I was just like, I did not give a shit. Like YouTube was like, it was, you know, I laugh at my team about this. It's because in life, you can't be perfect at everything. You have to pick and choose your battles. And YouTube just was something I did not care about. It didn't affect me. So my, you know, I sit down with now my chief content officer, and he leads a content team of 40 people. And we laugh about how 3 years ago it was just me and him. And, you know, I'd shoot a video and, you know, on the day of uploading, we'd be like, oh, so what should we title it? And we just like, we'd figure it out in 3 minutes, and then we'd just do the thumbnail.
That's what I do.
On the oh, Mike. All right, we need to have a chat. And, you know, we sit down and we pick the thumbnail on the spot.
Yeah.
Is this sounding a little too close to home for you? So, yeah, that was basically our process back then. So YouTube is a very, and this is like, by the way, I'm telling you right now, is like super surface level stuff. The other stuff is, yeah. I'm more than happy to tell you.
On your videos and Instagram, you know, stranger to showing your success and being like flashy, showing your, you know, the watch collection, the cars and things like that. Is there a specific reason why you do that? So do you do that to get attention so people watch the videos? Do you do it because you want to back up what you're talking about? You're telling people how to make money, how to help them out. If you didn't show them how much you would earn or your wealth, then maybe they're less likely to listen to you.
I think, let me put it this way, with or without social media, I'm going to spend that money either way. With or without social media, I'm going to spend money either way. And you just need to look at my spending habits to understand that I've always just kind of been me. I think like in the last maybe 6 months, year, it's been cool to wear like, dress like a grandpa. I've been dressing like a grandpa for years. And that's just me. I've just always been doing that. And you know, you've chosen to share that with people. Yeah, but it's because I'm sharing my life. It's not because I'm specifically manufacturing things. I'll give you a perfect example. I made tens of millions of dollars before this year, and I bought my first car for personal use in March. I mean, now so far this year, I bought 7 cars because I've got more into it. But the point is, like, what people do when they make their first $1 million is they go buy a supercar, especially if they think that that's going to help them grow their brand. You know, my brand was growing massively last year. I could have gone out and bought a fucking Bugatti or a this or a that easily. But I didn't, because that just wasn't authentic to me. Like, I really just did not give a shit about cars. And also, like, I think the other thing is I moved to Dubai 2 years ago. When you live in London, having a car is a headache. It's a hassle. And even in London, the car that I own in London is just a black Range Rover. Because you can't have anything nicer in London. It draws too much attention. It's gonna cause you issues. Security or not security, you just don't want to get yourself in certain situations. It's just unnecessary. So I think that's the other thing. Living in London, it was just, there's no point to have a nice car. It just seemed inconvenient to me, stuff like that. So
do you have a rule where you will spend a certain percentage of your income, or are you quite reckless with your spending?
No. Actually, I ran the numbers the other day, and I actually figured out that I haven't been sticking to my rule in the opposite sense. I was like, I need to spend more money. No, I'm being serious. Like, obviously, and by the way, when I say spend money, I'm talking about like my free cash flow, as in money that I have personally taken out in dividends from my companies. If a company, like, you know, I've had, for example, one of my software companies has done incredibly well in the last 18 months, but we keep all of our money in the company. So that doesn't mean that I can take the money out and this and that, et cetera, et cetera. I'm talking like responsible dividends, free cash flow to me, or from investments, that I have to spend a certain percentage of. which is 30%. So spend 30% and the other 70% gets saved and invested. And yeah, I actually ran the numbers the other day and found out that I've not been spending enough.
Is that why you've been going to the jet office?
No, I'll be honest. The jet it's always been a dream of mine, like to buy a jet.
Do you think it could be one of those things where you get it and you're like, yeah, I don't want a jet anymore?
No, I'll be honest. We ran through the numbers and I
watched it, and I think if you were to charter it out full time, you would only make a loss of 400 grand.
400 grand a year, correct. And then obviously the 25 odd million for the jet itself and the depreciation on the jet.
I can't imagine you chartering your jet though.
Me?
Yeah.
No,
would you do
that? Listen, I'll be honest. I've
letting little kids run around your jet.
You know, ever since I kind of grew a lot on social media, there's certain stuff I really have refrained from talking about, but like there's properties I own that I use, but I also rent out. Because the way that I view things is I don't view things as how much money did you spend on something or in terms of fun assets. I don't look at how much money did you spend on it. It doesn't matter. Listen, someone could spend $50 million on an asset, and if they are guaranteed to return back $50 million, like guaranteed, that's the fire sale price, then it's not irresponsible. They're not spending money. They're just parking money.
Yeah.
So, you know, I have some of these assets where if I was just to buy it, like some of my properties, if I was just to buy them and just have them sit empty, that's irresponsible. I need to look at that and go, am I being kind of dumb here? Could I just, in that point, might as well just rent and you don't have all that money tied up. But I feel comfortable buying these properties in nice locations and getting to use them because the other time they're rented out. So I kind of view it as like I'm making a bit of money and I get to basically have these fun toys and villas and houses and stuff like that. So that was my thinking going, or that's the idea I wanted to explore going into jet business. Now, he's an absolutely great guy, and I actually know him not from social media. I know him because, funnily enough, my assistant Amara is family friends with him and his family. So yeah, there was a connection through that. So I think he was just very honest with me. He seems like quite a straight shooter. And he told me, he's like, listen, it doesn't matter how much money you have because of your traveling patterns and how much you fly. It will never make sense for you to have a jet ever. He's like, I personally do not recommend you ever buy a jet. Now, here's the thing. When I had no money, I always used to tell myself, I will never buy a new car ever. You know, I'll always buy a car with at least 3,000 kilometers. You get to a certain amount of money. I've only bought new cars. All my cars are 2023 brand new. So sometimes, you know, you have an idea in your mind of like, this will never make sense, but you also just get to a certain point where you just want the fucking smell of fresh Alcantara and you want to know that no one else has used this thing before you. So that's all to say that as it currently stands, it does not make sense for me to get a jet whatsoever. It will never make sense for me to get a jet, but you know,
you want a jet. I
want a jet, and hopefully I get to a point where it's just, it doesn't fucking matter. Who gives a shit if I lose, you know, $1.5 million a year on a jet? Who cares?
The people who say that a jet is a waste of money is the people who don't have enough money to waste.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's not for you.